Alright, today I found this Warrior Cat tier list, and I know I'm like way behind on this, but I'm going to align them based on how I like them. I'm going to rename the categories here. I wish this page would stop loading. Sometimes when it reloads ads, it messes up my audio, so I hope it doesn't do that. But, okay. So today, I'm going to try to do this Warrior Cat tier list that a bunch of people did a while back. I know I'm like way behind to the party here. But I'm going to rename the categories. So I think I'll do Don't Remember or Hate. It's either I don't remember them or I hate them or dislike them. Because really, I don't really hate any of the characters, so it's hard for me to get characters down there. And if I even put them down there and say I hate them or that they're boring or something, I'm just trying to be harsher so I don't put everybody towards the top. In this one, we'll name Meh. Like, I kinda care. We'll put that. Kinda care. Good. Solid good. Don't obsess over them. But they're good. The second one I'll put great. In this top one, I'll put favorites. Okay. Honestly, these top two will probably be the fullest because, like I'm saying, Okay, so first here we got Alderheart. When I read that arc, I didn't care about him too much, but in afterthoughts, I become really attached to him for some reason. So I know he's not that great, but personally I'd put him in great and favorites. I don't know. It's hard to like grasp where my thoughts are going on the first one especially. So I don't know. I guess I'll put him on great, and maybe I'll feel the need to change it later. So here we have Ashfur next. Ashfur's a really good villain. Before that, I hated him and he would have gone to hate, but now that they've went into making him a villain, I like him a lot more. So he's also great or favorites. I'll go with favorites for a villain character maybe, or I don't know, because would I rate him above Alderheart? That's my question here. Probably no. So maybe I need to move Alderheart up. God, I don't know. I guess I'm going to move Alderheart to favorites because I can't put Ashfur up there and not Alderheart. Barley is okay for me, but he's never like really stood out too much, so he's got to be in somewhere below good. It's either good, kinda care. I wouldn't put him in don't remember or hate, so good or kinda care. I'm gonna go with meh, kinda care, because I kinda care. I kinda don't care. I think it's just the lack of us seeing him that I don't know. Okay, Billy Storm. Keep in mind that I haven't read SkyClan's Destiny since it came out. And that's the book I really liked him in. And I really did not like how he acted in SkyClan's manga, SkyClan and the Stranger. So I'll probably put him at good or kinda care too. I'm gonna go with meh, kinda care. So Black Star is next. Black Star is one of my favorite Shadow Clan cats. One of my favorite characters, probably. So I'm going to put him in favorites. I always laugh because every time I see other people's tier lists, I feel like they're almost always swapped from mine. Like, the characters I put on favorites are almost always on other people's hates. Like, okay, so we got Blue Star, who I feel I'm completely neutral on, so I'm going to put her in good. Because, I don't know, she's good. She's a solid good. So next we have Bone. And who cares about Bone? I don't care. He's barely mentioned. Who likes Bone? Maybe if they made him a little more interesting, but he doesn't do anything besides get killed by apprentices, and I always think that's pretty funny. Next we got Boulder, which also still don't really care. I don't remember enough about him. Russet Fur always outshadows him in like the super editions. I mean, he's probably like just barely in there because I guess I kind of care, but not enough to put him in there. Okay, so Bracken Fur. Bracken Fur's either good or great. I would say he's probably on tier with Blue Star, so Bracken Fur can go in good. I feel like I might need to alter this a bit later to get like the favorites are great, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna confuse myself. Let's just keep going. Bramble Star. Anything from like, okay, I feel like Squirrel Flight's Hope and the New Prophecy, he would go in these two probably, but in the Broken Code and where he's going with like going in a Starless Clan, he's starting to gain my my love back. So I think I could put him in a solid good tier for just if they continue with him how they're going now. A little bit of like fear made him a better character, I guess. I don't know. Made him more interesting. Cause really in the New Prophecy, I mean the first arc he was good. This current arc and the arc before he was good. A Vision of Shadows, he's really boring. And he's mean in Omen of the Stars, but like he took it too far. So like he's a solid 50-50 character. You never know where they're going to go with him. So I'm going to just put him in good. Breeze Pelt is one of my favorite characters. I really like Breeze Pelt, so I'm going to put him in favorites. Sorry, I got hiccups. Okay, Briarlight. Briarlight's a pretty good character. I don't think about her a whole lot, but I'd say I like her more than Barley and Billy Storm, so she can go in good tier as well. Okay, Brightheart. I think I like Brightheart a little bit more than the cats on this list, but not enough to be a favorite maybe, so I'm going to put her in great. Finally kind of seeing where I'm going with these here. Okay, so next we've got Bristlefrost, who I only really cared about in her first and the last book. But she definitely made a statement in those two books she did, like, that I did enjoy her in. I'm not sure if I'd put her in good or great, though. I'm thinking we'll just put her at a solid... Good or great? Good or great? Bristlefrost. I'll just put her in great. She's pretty good. Okay. We got Broken Star, who, like, in his actual book, Into the Wild, the first arc, where he's, like, actively the villain, I'm not a huge fan of him, but a lot of the supplemental, like, side material, I really enjoy him in. So, like, Yellowfang's Secret, Black Star's Reckoning, like, he's portrayed really interestingly in those, I think. So I'm going to put him in either good or great. I'm a pretty good fan of Broken Star. I'm going to put him in great, as a villain. Now I'm kind of thinking Blue Star might be in the wrong category. I might need to move Blue Star up one. I don't know. because I like Blue Star more than like some of those other characters. I'm gonna move Blue Star up to great. Just pretend she was always there. So Brooke is Brooke. I don't really care about Brooke. She doesn't do anything. She's just there. But she did kind of try to... She was a good influencer to Holly Paul. I'm still just... I just don't care enough. She's going to go in the last. I'm sorry, Brooke. just don't care. Cinderheart. I barely care. I don't think she's good enough to being good. So she's just going to go to kind of care. Because I don't hate her. I don't think she's super boring like these two, so I guess she will be in kind of care. Cinder Pelt is either great or favorites. I think she's more on par with the great, so I'm going to put her in great. Cloud Spots barely does anything. He's going to go to don't remember or don't really care. Remember, hate's a strong word. I don't really hate any of them. So don't come at me if your favorite is Cloud Spots. Cloud Star. I haven't read his book in a long time. And he's not horribly interesting in Firestar's Quest. But I guess he'd go to this one too. Don't really care that much. Cloudtail can go right up here to great. Crag is okay. I for some reason I care about him slightly more than Brooke. So I guess he can go to kinda care. And I think it was just because I don't even remember him that well. I don't know why I care about him at all, but he can go up slightly more. So Crooked Star is a really, really good character with a great book, so he's going in favorites. I don't see how anyone would put him anywhere else. Okay, so we got Crowfeather, who I'm sure if you watch my channel, you know is going straight to favorites because he's one of my favorite characters. Dapplepelt's kind of over here with Cloud Spots. She doesn't do much. She might be slightly better than Cloud Spots, a little more interesting, but nothing crazy. Darkstripe, he's a horrible villain, but it's hilarious, so I would say he's either good or kinda care. I think I like him more than these characters, so I'm going to put him in good. Darktail's my favorite villain. I don't know why, but he's the only villain that beats Ashfur for me, so I'm putting him in favorites. He's the first villain that actually scared me a little bit, because I am terrified of drowning. And I don't know, I really like Darktail. Dovewing is a great character who I think is often overshadowed by her sister, who is not as good of a character as her, in my opinion. So she's going to go to favorites. Dustpelt, I love Dustpelt. I don't know if he would go to great or favorites. Do I like him about the same as these guys or more? I feel like he would be a true middle between these two because I like him a lot. I like him more than like Brightheart and Blue Star and Bristlefrost and all of them. But I don't think I like him as much as Dovewing, Breezepelt, Blackstar, Alderheart. So since he's a little bit more, I think I'm going to go ahead and put him in favorites. But just know he would sit like right on that line. Like so Echo Song, I think I'm just really not feeling the Sky Clan Cats today because I don't really care about her today, but I remember really enjoying her back in the day. So I think she would go above not really caring or disliking to meh kind of care over here with Billy Storm. Poor baby Fallen Leaves. I feel so bad for him that he's a favorite for me. Is he favorites or is he great? Maybe he's... This is harder than it looks, y'all. Fallen Leaves, is he great or is he favorite here? Because his little book with Hollyleaf is so adorable. I think that might just be what pushes him to favorites. But he's kind of there with Dustpelt, kind of just sits on the line. Maybe I should have made another tier of Ultra Great. But, oh well, okay. Feathertail was nothing special in the new prophecy to me. I did not give a crap about Feathertail, really. But her manga is really good. And I think that would push her to being in either good or great tier. I'm gonna have to go with... If it was just the new prophecy, she'd be in kind of care. But I think her manga pushed her up to... I think she's still just good. Because I don't know if I like her more than Brackenfur, Brambleclaw. But I do like her. I guess she's just going to go to good. Feathertail got pushed up to good by her manga, because if you haven't read it, you should, because it's good. Feather Whisker, I don't know. I know who he is. That's not what I don't. I don't know where I'm going to put him, because, I guess I don't really care about him that much. I probably just kind of care. Because I don't feel like I don't care enough to put him down there, but, like, I probably do like him more than Crag. No. I just don't really care about him. But he can stay there. Finley, Finley can probably stay at a solid meh kind of care. Because he's pretty good in that one book that he lost his tail in. And then after that, I didn't really care about him anymore. So that one book will give him a little bit of kind of care. So Firestar is a favorite for me, of course. He's the OG leader, and he really is one of my favorite leaders. I recently reread, I think it was The Power of Three, because I read that and Omen of the Stars again recently. And the whole little green cough epidemic or whatever, where they're staying in the abandoned two-leg nest, and he's watching over his clan, it made me, have a whole new appreciation for him, because that just hits home how, much he cares about everybody else. To me, that made me love him more. Even though he can be stupid. Flametail, I don't really like that much. Because when he is finally a protagonist, like a POV character, he's not very nice. He kind of just out for revenge. Kind of rude. I'm just going to put him to don't really like. I need to change this to don't really care. Because I don't really hate any characters. I just don't really care. There's a couple of characters that I don't really like very much, but I could be swayed. So I'm just going to put it to don't really care. Goosefeather, his novella was good. His other appearance, I didn't really care. So, is he good, or do I just kind of care? Is it because I haven't read that book in a while? His novella is really good, but I don't really care about him as a character that much. I feel like if I had just read his novella, he'd probably be in the good tier. But since it has been so long, he's just sitting at a solid kind of care to me right at this moment. But if you caught me right after I'd read it, he'd probably be in one of the top 2 tiers right here. Great or good. But right now, he's just going to have to sit there because I don't remember. Gorsfur is cute. He's just good. He's a good boy. Greywing is also just good. He's just a good boy. Graystripe. Is Graystripe just good or is he great? He's probably... I will put Graystripe in a solid good tier. I don't know. I like him. Yeah, I would say he's a good tier. Half Moon doesn't really do anything but be a love interest to Jay Feather, but she's kind of cute when she does come. So I guess she'll just be a kind of care. Hawk Frost is not the greatest villain, but he's interesting. So he's either great or good. Do I like him about the same amount as Broken Star or less? That's what I gotta decide here. As a villain, I don't really care. No. But as a character, he's pretty interesting. I think I'll just put him in good. Any day you ask me, these answers would change, though, so. Hawkwing. I don't know. I don't really care about Hawkwing anymore. I don't even remember, like, if I cared about him that much during a Super Edition. So I'm just gonna put him in kinda care, because I don't hate him. Like I said, I don't hate any of them. Heathertail is a little bit more interesting than these guys, so I'm gonna put her in good. It's probably just because I just read One Star's Confession, so she's kind of fresh in my brain. Hollyleaf is one of my favorite characters, so she's going to go up here to the favorite tier. Ivy Pool is definitely not a favorite character. I would say she's a very annoying character to me, but I think she'd at least go in the good tier because I like her more than the characters in the meh kind of care. But she just grades on my nerves sometimes. So this is Jagged Peak, who I'm going to put in the favorite tier because I really like Jagged Peak. He's a really good character. And I kind of, like, I know he was a real jerk towards the end there, but I think he's just sick and tired of everyone's bullcrap. Not that it justifies it, but I just think it makes him a more interesting character. As you can see, I like asshole characters. Speaking of which, here's Jay Feather, who's also going to favorites. Okay, next we've got, it looks like Leaf Pool, who is also one of my favorites. Back when the New Prophecy, it wasn't when it first came out because I didn't start reading until the last book of The Power of Three was coming out. But when I first read the New Prophecy, I really related with Leaf Pool. Like, her personality and how they wrote her and stuff, I don't know why, I just related to it a lot, so I always loved her. And her romance with Crowfeather will always be one of my favorite ships in the whole series. And I'm still sad that they weren't the ones that got to work out instead of Tigerheart and Dovewing, but I like them too. Leaf Star is a good character. I would say, is she better? Is she the same? Is she on par with these characters, or do I like her more? I would say she's a solid good, because I don't think I like her more than some of these guys. So, yeah. The next one up is Leopard Star. Great or good? I think I'll put her on great. Yeah. You know, I think Broken Star needs to go down a slot to good now that I'm seeing the other characters in these slots. I try not to alter them too much after I put them down because it makes for, I know it's hard to keep up with, I'm so sorry. But I'm putting Broken Star down to good because I'm starting to see the characters I'm putting here, and I wouldn't say he's better than Ivy Pool or Brackenfur or Gorsfur or Greywing or Greystripe. He's probably just a little less than them, but I care about him. Leopard Star's, I liked her Super Edition, even though a lot of people didn't, so I'm putting her there. Because, you know, I like selfish asshole characters. They're my favorite to read about. But not so asshole that they don't try to care about others. Like Leopard Star, Crowfeather, Breezepel, Jayfeather, you know, Jagged Peak. They all care about others. They're just hard exteriors. Lion Blaze. So, I used to agree with everybody else that said Lion Blaze was kind of a boring, no personality character. But after rereading, like, Power of Three and Omen of the Stars, he definitely does have a character, and it's a rash, always angry guy. So, like, I thought it felt like they were giving him a new personality in the Broken Code, but actually that's just kind of how he's always been. So now that I've paid more attention and not like just, agreeing with everybody else, I think he's a solid good. He's not my favorite, but he definitely is not like a Gary Sue. He has a personality there if you watch for it. And it's been pretty decently consistent to me. Okay, we got Little Cloud, who's just Little Cloud. I just kind of care about Little Cloud. I'm going to have to start zooming out. Ooh, okay. I don't want to zoom out too far because then I can't read it. Let's see if I can zoom out a little bit here. There's too many cats. Okay, we're just going to have to crop some of the top of the favorites off for now. But I'll show you who all I picked at the end, if you forget. So we got Longtail here, who I adore. I'm going to say he's probably on favorites here. Maple Shade is a good villain. I don't think she's quite as... Well, would I put her on par with Ashfur and Darktail? Or Hawkfrost and Darkstripe? Or Hawkfrost and Broken Star? Or in between and Great. Because I forgot to move Broken Star already. So, I don't think Maple Shade is as interesting as Darktail and Ashfur, but she's better than Broken Star and Hawkfrost. So I'm going to put her in Great. But, you know, like, villains, I'm trying to think of it in a slightly different way. Like, I like her. Do I like her more than Grey Wing and stuff? Probably no. But, like, so does she belong here? Because if I'm not supposed to be thinking of this as how good of a villain. So maybe she'd be more here on par with them. Because I care more about her than Goosefeather and Hawkwing and Feather Whisker, even though she's done bad things. But less than them. Maybe less than some others on this category. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and put her in good then. I think she's a better villain than Broken Star and Hawkfrost, but I don't like her more than other characters on this tier. So she's just going to sit there and good. Millie, I kind of care. She's okay as a character. She's nothing crazy special, though. Misty Star was pretty interesting as Misty Foot. But recently she's been a little more boring in the last couple arcs. But I probably just going to kind of care. That could change, you know. I don't know. Moth Flight. I don't know how I feel about Moth Flight. She's too... I just can't decide. She's okay. Do I like her more than Misty Foot? Hawkwing. I probably like her a little bit more than them. I guess she's just right in the middle here, and I should have had an okay category. Anyway, I'll just put her on good, but, you know, she's just barely making there. Mothwing is great. Or is she good? Because do I like Mothwing more than some of these guys? Probably. I'm going to put Mothwing at great. She's a great character. Mudclaw, with all the supplemental material, including material involving Mudclaw lately, he definitely has been standing out to me more. But I wouldn't say I like him more than some of the characters on the good tier. So he's going to the good tier. Needletail, favorite tier. No questions asked. Nightcloud. I really like Nightcloud. I think I like Nightcloud enough for her to go to the great tier. I got to think about it a second. You know what? No, not too much thinking. We're just gonna put Nightcloud in great tier. Don't ask questions. I just like the dynamic between Crowfeather, Nightcloud, and Breeze Pelton. And I liked Nightcloud in the Super Edition. So she's just gonna stay there. Nightstar is one of my favorite side characters. I think he's just good enough to maybe be favorite tier. Because I think I do like him more than a lot of those great characters. So, yeah, sure. Why not? We're just going to put him on favorites here. I just read One Star's confession, so he's fresh in my mind. So that'll probably get him up higher on the list. I would say he's probably on par with Leopard Star, so I'm putting him in great. Come at me with your hatchets. But I like selfish, rude characters. They're so much more flawed, and I don't know. He's interesting, especially seeing his point of view and how he thinks about all the things he did. And how he barely feels any remorse for it. It's kind of interesting. Pebbleshine, don't really care. Do I care enough to put her in kinda care? No. Don't really care. I fell asleep reading her. Okay, I listen to the audiobooks a lot when they come out instead of read the book because it's easier and I got more time. I fell asleep in the middle of listening to her book. It was so boring. She just is not that interesting to me. I don't know. Pine Star's book was way more interesting, and he's way more interesting. He can go to good. Solid good character. Princess? I should have made an extra tier because I don't just kind of care about Princess. I liked Princess. She was cute. I'm going to put Princess in good, but just know she's like on the lower end of this with Mothflight and Maple Shade and stuff like that. While like Brackenfur, Bramblestar, Ivypool and stuff are on like the higher end of good, you know? Ragged Star, I did like Ragged Star. I think he would go in good. Ravenpaw, solid good. Too many goods. What have I done? Okay, gotta zoom out a bit more here. Hopefully I can still read it. Redtail, for some reason, I've always wanted, like, whenever I read the first arc, I always wanted to know more about him and, like, what we had missed out on. So Redtail, weird. I don't know why, but I like Redtail more than these guys. They're gonna go great. I know it doesn't make sense, but I like him. I honestly do not remember who Reed Feather is, unless if it's supposed to say Reed Whisker. If it's Reed Feather, I don't know who it is, so they're going on the bottom. Because who is Reed Feather? Comment down below if you remember Reed Feather, because I don't remember Reed Feather. If this is in fact supposed to be Reed Whisker, I kind of like enjoyed Reed Whisker a little bit more after the last book. He's a little bit more interesting. So if it was supposed to be Reed Whisker, I'd put him at good. Okay, just keep that in mind if it was supposed to be. But if there's a Reed Feather, I don't know who they are. River Star. Never cared much for River Star. I'm sure a Super Edition next year will change that for me, but he's just on this border somewhere. Because I kind of thought he was a little bit funny, but he didn't show up very much. I guess, I like him more than them, so he's going to go to kinda care. I don't like Rock. No. Root Spring. I love Root Spring. He's going to favorites. He was my favorite of the three protagonists in the first book. It changed to Shadow Sight towards the end there, but Root Spring was still my strong second favorite of the three. Rowan Claw is a super interesting character to me after the events of A Vision of Shadows. Is he great or is he good to me? Sorry about that. I think Rowan Claw is great for what he did in The Vision of Shadows. Every other point in the story, he doesn't really do anything. Running Nose can go with Little Cloud and kinda care. Russet Fur definitely overshadowed Boulder, so she gets above him for sure. I'd say she's a solid good character. The only thing I'll never forgive her for is how she reacted to Barry Kit when he got stuck in the trap. But every other scene with Russet Fur I always enjoyed. It's just that one scene seemed like really I don't know what she was thinking. I'll be honest with you, I don't really remember that much about Sage Whisker, but I thought she was alright. She was pretty good. So, I don't know if it'd be fair to put her in good or just if I should just put her in kind of care. I want to put her in kind of care because I kind of forgot what she even does. I remember her and I remember liking her, but I don't remember what. Sandstorm can go up with Dust Pelt and favorites. They're both fun for me. I like them. Sasha, kind of care. She's okay. I don't really care, but I kind of care. Do I even kind of care? I don't know. Sasha, it's only because I feel a little bit bad for her, but I feel bad for some of these guys too. Nah, I care a little bit more, I guess. Scourge, good villain. I really like Scourge. Gotta figure out how much. Do I like him more than these guys? Or is it on par? So I think Scourge is gonna go to great. Because I enjoy him more than the characters in the good tier, I think. But not as much as like the characters in the favorite tier. So that's where he's gonna go. Shadowsight gets favorite tier for sure because he's my other favorite character, along with Crowfeather and Sunbeam. But I don't think Sunbeam's on here because I don't think they've added them yet. But I might be wrong. Oh gosh. Yeah, it doesn't look like they've added them yet. So here we got, who is this? Shadowstar. I really like Shadowstar. I think Shadowstar is great. She used to be a favorite, but I feel like some of these other ones just outshine her a little too much to put her up there, but I don't know. Yeah, I think she's going to just have to stay great, but I do love her. Sharpclaw, I don't remember much about, honestly, but I remember thinking he was fine, so I'm putting him in good. Okay, Silverstream. I freaking love Silverstream. She's the epitome of sass and I do what I want. And I just love that for her. It cracks me up. Her and Leopard Star's on, or what is that book called again? Whatever Leopard Star's book is, and how she acted in the Broken Code in the first arc. She's so funny. She's got to be one of the top 2 tiers. Funny enough, I think she's actually a favorite tier cat. Just because she's so funny to me. I really like her attitude. So this is Skystar. Next here. Who I really enjoyed. I think Skystar will be a favorite tier character. Skywatcher is very meh. I think I care about him less than Sasha. So he's going to go to don't really care. Smudge is cute, like Princess. So I care a little bit more about what happens to them. Soul freaking cracks me up. And the headcanon of him coming back to SkyClan to just be an elder with Leaf Star. I wish that would happen so bad, but I know they would never. He's just so incompetent. I love it. Is he great or is he good, though? He is probably more on par with the great characters just because of headcanons and stuff like that. I don't know. He's just funny to me. Sorreltail. Is she good? Yeah, Sorreltail's just a solid good. Spotted Leaf. Solid good. Squirrel Flight. Favorite tier. Starflower. I kind of like Starflower. She's good. Stonefur. Good. Stone Teller. Don't really care. Stormfur. Don't really care. He's like the most boring protagonist in all the books to me. Tallstar. Tall Star is he favorite tier or just great tier? I think Tall Star can go to favorite tier because this Super Edition was so good, just like Crooked Star. Tawny Pelt, just a solid good. Thunderstar, just good. Tiger Heart is either great or favorite. Let me bring him up here so I can see. Okay, do I like Tiger Heart more than all of these guys? I think I do. I think Tiger Star 2.0 can go to favorite tier. A Tiger Star 1 is a really good villain. I'm going to put him up here so I can check it out again. Okay, where is Tiger Star supposed to go? Where did I put Scourge? Okay, I put Scourge on great. When I say he's on par with Scourge. And Blue Star, and probably... You know, I have a bad habit of being like the opposite of a lot of people, and they'll put like all the first art cats towards the top and the later art cats at the bottom because of nostalgia. I'm more like recency tops for me, so a lot of the newer characters are more on top, while like I try to not put the like most of the first art cats are like hanging out around the middle here. But like, I don't know. Tiger Star, I feel like he fits here and great. I like Tiger Star. Dang it. Okay, Tree. I freaking love Tree. He's so funny. Tree. Okay. Tree's either great or he's a favorite. Which one is he? He is... We're putting Tree at favorite for being different. We love us a different kind of character. Twig Branch. I liked Twig Branch a lot. I think she's a solid... Is she a solid great? Yeah, I think she's a solid great. I'm putting her at great. Violet Shine is one of my favorite characters, so we're going to maneuver her up to favorites up here. People can say all they want about Violet Shine being a horrible character, but no, she's one of the best characters. Okay, I love her. Willow Shine, on the other hand, is nothing special, okay? I just kind of care about Willow Shine. Maybe she's a good, I don't know. Do I like her more? Because I feel like I like her slightly more than some of these people. So if I'm going to put her on good, but she just barely made it. I don't like Windstar. Windstar's going to the very bottom. Yellowfang? The first arc Yellowfang or Star Clan Yellowfang? Because, no. Either way, Yellowfang's just... We gotta take into account her whole character. And she's just kind of pushed herself down to a good tier by being kind of a rude bitch lately. I'm sorry for my language. But she used to be great. Now, Daisy, on the other hand, I freaking have grown so much appreciation for this character. Daisy's going to favorite tier because I love her so much. I barely remember Fire Fern, so you're going down to the last tier. Harry Brook, I barely remember, so you're going to the last tier. I love Spotfur, so let's figure out where to put her up here. Okay, Spotfur is going to be in one of these two categories. At the top here, I think... Oh, do I like Spotfur more than these guys? Spotfur, is she a great or a good? A favorite? Favorite or great? I don't know. Where do you go, Spotfur? I love Spotfur. Maybe I'll probably put her on favorites, but she's just barely making favorites, you know? Like, I really like Spotfur, but I don't know if she quite makes it to this tier. But there's some others in like all the categories like that. So, Stimleaf would be here with her. I also really liked him as a side character. I don't think he's on here though. Who is this? Stormheart. I think that's Firefern and Harry Brooks' sibling, and I don't remember them either. So they're going down there. Ashfoot didn't even do much in One Star's Confession, so kinda care. You only get to be here because you're Crowfeather's mom. Birchfall? Do I care enough for Birchfall to put him in good and not just kinda care? Nah, he's going in kinda care. I don't know. You might get... Okay, I'm just gonna be real here. The ThunderClan characters in kinda care get the very top of kinda care and almost into good because we've been in ThunderClan so long that I have an attachment to Birchfall and Finleap and Cinderheart. So if they were to die in the series, I'd still be really upset. While like if Hawkwing goes or like, some of these other ones, if they were still alive, I wouldn't care as much. But ThunderClan cats, and we'll include Barley with that. They're just, they're barely, just because I'm attached to them. Okay, there's 2 Fern Clouds. So I'm just going to move them both right now into probably good. Just good. Good old Fern Cloud. Go in there. There we go. Jake is great, I think. Do I like Jake more than Gorsefur and Greywing? Yeah, he's a pretty good character. Maybe just a little bit. He's barely making it there, but I like him. Midnight, just kind of care. I kind of care about her, but don't really. Oh, I freaking love Oakheart. He's going to be up here somewhere, so I got to zoom in to see. Or zoom up. Okay, Oakheart, is he on tier with these characters or those? The line that always stood out to me is like him saying he would have moved to ThunderClan even though he would have to give up the deputyship to be with Blue Star. And I thought that was so sweet, and it really shows his character and how he treated his brother and all of that. I really love Oakheart. He's one of my favorite side characters. But I think I'm going to leave him in great because I don't think I like him more than some of the favorite tier characters. Or do I? Hell, I don't know. Shaded Moss, don't really care. Slash, worst villain ever. But I recently had to draw him for the Warrior Cat Tober challenge as my least favorite villain. And I realized I had to look up his design because I only knew it was Tabby. And he actually has a pretty cool design, so I had fun like drawing him. That's the only ounce of anything he gets though. Sleek Whisker is okay. Storm, I don't like Storm. Turtletail, I don't like Turtletail either. Please don't kill me. I always think it's funny everyone loves Turtletail, but I never liked Turtletail. Or Windstar at all. Like, when I first read through the arc, I hated them. I hated Turtletail and Windstar. And I reread the arc not too long ago, and I could appreciate them a little bit more, but I'm still not a huge fan. Like, I wouldn't say I hate them anymore, but I'm not a huge fan of them. I don't understand why so many people like Turtletail. I don't understand. Slate was so much of a better character. If Slate was on here, she would get rated way higher because I really liked her as a side character for some reason. Okay, Velvet. Man, I kind of care just because you're cute. That's it. You're not quite as cute as Smudge and Princess, though, so you only get kind of care. White Storm. And honestly, I probably wouldn't remember Velvet if it wasn't for Moon Kitty, so that's the only reason you're getting that high Velvet. White Storm is one of my favorite OG warriors. So I think he'll get greater favorites. He's probably... I'm putting him on favorites. I don't care. The nostalgia gets me for White Storm, okay? The nostalgia and how nice and calm he always was, and how him and his mom and his auntie Blue Star and Blue Star's prophecy, it's all too cute, so he gets favorites. Big Teeth, Bug Eater are okay, these two I'm gonna put on the same list because they're two warrior clan cats, and actually I feel the same. Okay, let me think. Okay, these move Black Claw, Jesus. Okay. Okay. So I like Monkey Star and Fang the most out of these warrior clan cats, because they had really good characters. Petunia had a little bit of character, and these two are just kind of association. I don't really remember much about their individually. So these two are favorite tier or great tier to me, so I'm going to move them two up. And, I think Gremlin's probably going to be rated a little higher than Petunia, because I don't like Gremlin as much as these two, but I like her more than Petunia. So Monkey Star and Fang are going to go to favorite tier because I really like them for some reason. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I probably like Fang or Monkey Star more than these characters in great all the time, but I love them, so they're going to just go to favorites, okay? Because right now I love them more. Gremlin is going to go to great. I really liked the side characters in Gray Stripes book. I usually am not a fan of, side characters. I'm putting these other three in just good. I thought I was going to rate Petunia a little higher, but I don't think I could put these two on just kind of care, because they're just too funny. They got to be higher. Black Claw, he's just a side character that's hardly ever mentioned. The only reason I remember him is because he's been such a consistent side character that I do kind of like. I do think he's okay. So I think, would he be in good or just kind of care? I think he's going to just go to kind of care. Yeah, okay. I think this is a fair tier list for me. So I'll read you what I put here. So in my favorite tier, I have Ashfur, Alderheart, Black Star, Breeze Pelt, Crooked Star, Crowfeather, Darktail, Dovewing, Dust Pelt, Fallen Leaves, Firestar, Hollyleaf, Jagged Peak, Jayfeather, Leafpool, Longtail, Needletail, Nightstar, Rootspring, Sandstorm, Shadowsight, Silverstream, Skystar, Squirrelflight, Tallstar, Tiger Heartstar, Tree, Violet Shine, Daisy, Spotfur, Whitestorm, Fang, and Monkey Star. Those are my favorites. In the great tier, I put Blue Star, Brightheart, Bristlefrost, Cinderheart, Cloudtail. That is not Cinderheart, that is Cinderpelt. Cinderpelt, Cloudtail, Leopard Star, Mothwing, Nightcloud, One Star, Redtail, Rowanclaw, Scourge, Shadow Star, Soul, Tiger Claw, Star, Twig Branch, Jake, Oakheart, and Gremlin. In the good tier, I put Brackenfur, Bramblestar, Briarlight, Darkstripe, Feathertail, Gorsefur, Greywing, Graystripe, Hawkfrost, Heathertail, Ivypool, Leavestar, Broken Star, Lionblaze, Mapleshade, Mothflight, Mudclaw, Pine Star, Princess, Ragged Star, Ravenpaw, Russetfur, Sharpclaw, Smudge, Sorreltail, Spotted Leaf, Starflower, Stonefur, Tawny Pelt, Thunderstar, Willowshine, Yellowfang, Ferncloud, Sleek Whisker, Petunia, Big Teeth, and Bug Eater. And honestly, I probably should have had separated that into two tiers, because there's definitely a visible difference of being a good character and being in a slightly just a character I care about that I don't like quite as much. But it's okay, yeah. I feel like I got my points across pretty good. In the meh kind of care category, I have Barley, Billy Storm, Cinderheart, Crag, Echo Song, Feather Whisker, Finleap, Goosefeather, Half Moon, Hawkwing, Little Cloud, Millie, Misty Star, River Star, Running Nose, Sage Whisker, Sasha, Ashfoot, Birchfall, Midnight, Velvet, and Blackclaw. In the do not like, don't care, or don't remember, I have Bone, Boulder, Brook, Cloud Spots, Cloud Star, Dapple Pelt, Flame Tail, Pebble Shine, Reed Feather, or Reed Whisker, Rock. But if that is supposed to be Reed Feather, oh my god, if that is supposed to be Reed Whisker, remember he is up higher in the good warrior tier. If it is Reed Feather, I don't remember him. Rock, Skywatcher, Stoneteller, Stormfur, Windstar, Firefern, Harrybrook, Stormheart, Shaded Moss, Slash, Storm, and Turtletail. I probably could have divided this in 2 categories too. To the just kind of boring but kind of would care, and then just straight up hate, because Storm, Turtletail, and Windstar, and Rock, and Stoneteller could have had a hate spot. Those, I don't hate a lot of characters, but there are a few, and those 4 are a few that I hate. So I can tell you for fun where I would rate our new 3 protagonists. They'd probably all be on the favorite tier. Because at first, I didn't really care about Frostpaw, but I'm starting to really like where they're taking her in that new preview page. I've adored Sunbeam since the first book. Nightheart, he's dipping a little bit into great here, but he's staying in favorites for now. And I guess that's it. So thank you for tuning in, and thank you for watching, and everything else. Bye-bye.